Good evening and welcome to FTB Sport. And how excited are we? The new season is going to start. The new season starts on Friday night. Friday night with actually two of the panelist teams. We'll be at Palace and we have a live show there. Colm is going to be running that. And Ollie is going to be there supporting his Arsenal. So what's the expression? I'm as excited as a really excited person who's got a special reason to be excited. So, 20 teams in the Premier League, and we have 380 games to play in this season. So, let me introduce the Premier League crew. Firstly, I'm going to say hello, Rick. Welcome back to Fulham. Back yo-yoing into the Premier League. How are you doing, mate?
I'm surviving, my man. I'm surviving. Sadly, my life is just about as exciting as Fulham's has been this transfer window.
Working hard.
Working hard, but not accomplishing much.
And Nate, Palace fan, but in the Republic of Ireland, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Looking forward to the season?
Always looking forward to watching Palace.
Good man. And Rich, Everton, what a season. Did you know that since 1992, when the Premier League started, there's only been 6 clubs that have never been relegated? Can you name them?
Everton, Spurs, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool. I don't even like saying their name. Yeah. And never been relegated. Who's the other one?
Spurs.
Spurs.
There you go. So Everton are still there, even though you did your damnedest. Cool. Ollie, welcome to the show. Looking forward to the season?
Very looking forward to it.
You and I are going to the Palace. You're going to be in the Holmesdale end with all the fans. You better shut up. You have got to shut up. We are both dead in the water. I'm going to have to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
You've got to. And Colm, welcome to the show. Usually it's the other way around and I'm on your show, but at this time you get to vent your spleen, talk about United and take it away. So for those watching, if you like us, just hit that like button. Please share us on Twitter, on Facebook, on any social media platform, and tell your mates. Join the show. Post some comments. And without further ado, let's leap straight into the new season. I'm going to bring Nate on because I know you're on a time schedule, Nate. Mm-hmm. So down at Selhurst Park, what have been the biggest changes since the end of what was quite a refreshing, invigorating season that was a lot better than some feared when Patrick Vieira took over?
Absolutely, Ian. Absolutely. The biggest changes in terms of squad personnel is that Cheku Kouyaté left the club after his contract expired. But in his place, we've brought in Cheikh Doucouré from Lyon for £22 million. Just 10 million shy of our club record fee we've paid for Christian Benteke. Still can't live that down, but we move. But the enjoyable thing about what's changed is we now understand what a Patrick Vieira team at Crystal Palace looks like. We no longer have that trepidation of having to give him time to bed in and time to settle into the role. He now has us understanding that his side will play the football we played last season. As you say, we had a very good season last season. Okay, granted, we missed out on top 10 from some absolute brain-dead, clumsy defending in last-minute goal, conceding silly last-minute goals away at some pub team from the South Coast and a couple of other teams that made a big hoodoo about scoring against us in non-starting games and whatnot, Everton. But, the important thing for us this season is just stability. There's no talk of Europe or any of that because we don't have the squad. Being truthful, we still haven't seen it. Michael Elise kick a ball just yet. He's only back in light training at the moment, but the big changes are Doucouré's in and Eze has had a full pre-season because he didn't have that last season. He was injured because he got that horrible injury before the Euros. He was actually going to be in the England squad had he not got that injury. So to see Eze back on the pitch and doing what he does best, it's going to be frighteningly exciting to see what he comes up with playing in this new Vieira system. So things are looking up, but knowing Palace, and a Fulham fan will agree with me, you don't know what to expect, and that's the worst part. We could be great or we could be absolutely toilet.
Who's going to start in goal?
At the moment, we've only got one fit goalkeeper, apart from bringing in a youngster called Joe Whitworth in Guaita because Butland's injured, Johnston's injured, and Remy Matthews is playing for St. Johnston. God help
So it's
him.
Wheater or bust?
Huh?
A Wheater or bust?
Well, Guaita or Joe Whitworth, which is an academy goalkeeper, but I don't see him getting the nod ahead of Guaita. So Guaita's going to have to be the best of a bad bunch, really.
And do you think Hughes will get a bit of a game in midfield? I hope so. I hope it's his season.
I think Vieira's got a preference for Schlupp and Eze in midfield alongside Doucouré, but I could be wrong. He likes to throw a spanner in the works. It's not like Roy Hodgson, who played the same team week in, week out, no changes, no creativity, no imagination.
And not many subs.
Yeah, well, he's allergic. That's why he hasn't got a sub card. He just doesn't like Subway. He doesn't like subs. Doesn't go near Subway. He don't do none of that. But,
Rick loves Roy, though. Rick loves Roy. We're going to move across Rick.
I respect Roy, Ian. Don't get me wrong. I respect Roy. He did a wonderful job after the mess that Frank de Boer left us in.
He's the ultimate sergeant major. He's the ultimate drill master. Drill, 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 drill. You know, he kept a not very good on paper team with very questionable defenders in the Premier League easily. I mean,
I'm just going to say it was beautifully ironic that Roy Hodgson relegated Watford away at Crystal Palace. That was a very good day for me. I felt bad for Roy, but I loved watching Watford fall through that trap door because they're just a horrible club. They really are. By the way, Rich, thank you for taking Richarlison off them for 50 million. That is unbelievable money. I'm thinking, Watford got fleeced for their best player, and now they're crying to have him back. It's a good day.
Let's go to Rick. Let's go to Rick at Fulham, down at the cottage. You and I, Rick, we've been there many times. The best burgers in the land, gourmet burgers on the way to the ground. A beautifully friendly ground where the away fans and the home fans mix without any problems at all, unless it's freezing on Boxing Day or whenever you and I went there and it was like -5. So what's your thoughts? What's been going on? Because you're not a happy man, are you?
Well, you know, the first time they were promoted, what was it, 2018, under Khan's ownership, they spunked about 100 million up the wall and got sweet nothing to show for it. Well, they got relegated to show for it in the end.
One of the players that they spent all that money on, didn't I see him go to Hull this week?
Siri, yeah. Siri was the he was the last of that
when you were a
bunch.
£20 million player once upon a time.
Yeah. Well, you've clearly done something horrible in your life. But you know, we've been promoted. The owners are hiding behind financial fair play. Not something I think you would know much about, would you, Ian?
No.
As to why they can't.
Where's my lawyer?
Well, they're hiding behind financial fair play as to why they can't. Why they aren't able to spend as prodigiously as they need to, and why they've put ticket prices up as much as they have. Tickets for this Liverpool curtain raiser, about £100 a ticket, which is just diabolical for Fulham. It's a massive two fingers to the fans, and they've converted the Riverside stand into a luxury flats and stuff. At least the best thing that they've done in their ownership is gotten rid of that Michael Jackson statue, but that's about the long and the short of it.
Whoa, that Michael Jackson statue was amazing, man. Your form went downhill as soon as you got rid of
You should put a bid in for it, Ollie. Get around your house.
I'm telling you, as soon as you got rid of that statue, things started to go badly.
Michael Jackson sent you down. Michael Jackson sent you down. I was at the last game when Fulham. I was at the 2-2 draw with Fulham on the last day of the 13-14 season. That's all we just kept singing to them. We felt bad because we know how that feels, but no, to be fair to Fulham, it's good to see them back in the Prem. I'm actually from that area of London, so I'm glad to see Fulham come back.
Will Lino help? Solid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a solid keeper, but we didn't in the championship. We didn't have a problem at keeper. We outscored. Our goal difference was something like 60 or 70 by the. It was some ridiculous number by the end of the season. We had multiple 4+ goal games, and it wasn't 4-3, 5-2. We're talking 4-1, 4-0 kind of games that we were winning. So keeper wasn't exactly a weak spot. But that being said, Leno is fantastic business getting him for $4 million. As an Arsenal friend of mine texted me today, said the kicker in his contract is he gets Arsenal will get $4 million for this season, and then $2 million if they stay up next season, and $2 million the season after that. So he says
so
you got
$4 million then.
Yeah, you got Leno for $4 million. But he's a young keeper. It'll be interesting to see how he slots in. Where we really needed help though is in the back four. I mean, Tim Ream, my American brother, he's getting up there. He's had some injury bits here and there. The back four isn't as strong as I would like it. And losing Cavallo to Liverpool, that's
Do you think is he that good?
Kick. He was great. He sort of filled that Clint Dempsey kind of role in Fulham. He was good on the wing, and he did a great job of feeding Mitrovic.
On that topic of Mitrovic, will he do he reminds me of Pookie from Norwich in a way, where he scores tons in the Championship and comes up to the Premier League and it just doesn't happen for him. Will he get over that hoodoo for this season?
My unpopular opinion is that as a Fulham fan is that we probably should have sold him in December of last year, just because that's when we would have gotten the most value for him. He's not a Premiership level striker. He's just a little bit undersized for the defenders in the Premiership. Full stop. I'd be amazed if he were able to crack 10 goals this season.
Rick, going to come back to you on where you think we should strengthen, because there's still quite a transfer window to the end of August. And, I've always been saying this is a weird season. It started earlier because of the World Cup. And some clubs will really suffer. Let's hope it's not City and losing bloody Bernardo Silva to Barcelona, but late in the window and won't be able to recover. Rich, I'm going to, as one of the 6 that managed to stay in the Premier League by the skin of your teeth last season, how's it been at Everton in the closed season? What have been the changes and what's going on?
So, big loss, Richarlison. Loved around the club, gave absolutely everything when he was on the pitch. Iconic, totemic. Just kept us up pretty much single-handedly at times last season. But needed to be sold to keepers in kind of compliance with FFP rules. Not something you'd know anything about, Ian.
Lawyer? I need my lawyer.
just sign up to whichever lawyers Man City are using. Trust me, they're going to be good. You got away with it for this long. Yeah. But so sold on the last day of June. So the money went into the account.
PSG in Barcelona these days.
Yeah, true. So Richarlison sold on the last day of our accounts window. So we can report all of that money and then kind of make sure we're compliant again. Apart from that, lots of Deadwood going out the door. John Joe Kenny, St. Tossen, Fabian Delph, a certain Icelandic midfielder that can't be named.
Yeah.
For legal reasons. So wage bill's now in a much better place. So we brought in James
50 million he wasn't he, when he came to Everton, the guy we can't mention?
45 million quid.
45 million. That's a hole, isn't it? It's not a pod-sized hole, but it's a sizable hole.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's one of many examples of us being profligate in the transfer market for the last kind of 5-6 years. So we very rarely.
Will Richarlison make it at Spurs, do you think?
Yeah,
if you were Ollie, a passionate Arsenal fan, are you going to be pulling your mullet out because Richarlison does the business at Spurs? What do you think?
Well, Chris Wood's got a better goal average, isn't he, than Richarlison? And they paid, 60 million for him? So, and, we got Jesus for 35? So, I call that good business.
That's a bargain. Yeah. Jesus is a bargain. But you got to remember, a lot of time, Richarlison either plays attacking midfielder or out wide. So he's not always that kind of number 9. That's the traditionally kind of Dominic Calvert-Lewin role. And we rotated players around that role over the course of last season.
So I don't rate him.
Great things.
I don't rate him.
No, I'll be honest. Having watched him for 4 years, I do. I've watched him week in, week out. He is an incredible player, and I think Spurs will love him, and I think he'll do well there.
Wow. What else has been happening? The new ground's still happening?
New ground's still happening. Last 2 seasons at Goodison Park, so I need to get a few Hadges back there, I think, over the next couple of years and just kind of, pay pilgrimage.
And will Frank make it to Christmas, or will Sean Dyche be hoiding?
Oh, good
I
grief.
can so see Sean Dyche at Everton doing a David Moyes.
We all like Frank. We do. So he reunited the club when he came in after Benitez. He got us firing. It took a little while, but he got us out of the mentality of expecting to lose every game. He put a bit of fight back into the squad as well. So he's popular amongst Evertonians, so none of us want to see him go. What we want to see is him being back properly in the transfer market. And this year, in this window, we haven't done that. We've spent 50 million, and that'll be on instalments on McNeil. We brought in Tarkowski on a free. Idrissa Gana Guy's coming back on a free. We signed the ex-Wolves left-back Vinagre on loan. But we still desperately need a striker. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin went off injured yesterday in training and is out for 6 to 8 weeks.
God. Oh, gee.
Which means our backup is Solomon Rondon, which is never a good situation.
No, I thought wasn't he part of Rafa Benitez's hand luggage?
Yeah. Right. But again, another free transfer coming in. And outside of a striker, what we really need is that metronome in midfield, that tempo setter in midfield, somebody who can retain the ball and actually use it wisely.
What's happened to Gomez? What's happened to Andre Gomez? In that, he looked like a wonderful player. He did have that bad injury, but he seems to have fallen out of favour. I mean, he was almost Pirlo-esque at one stage, I thought.
Yeah, when he first joined on loan, he looked incredible. Signed on a permanent. Injury hitting, and he just hasn't been the same player. I mean, he's still a beautiful, beautiful man with lovely hair and a very nice beard, but he's just never delivered for Everton.
He's going to get jealous. He's going to get jealous, but keep going.
So, but he's top of the list to leave the club in the summer, along with probably Holgate or Keane in defence. Jean-Pierre Gbamin, the world's unluckiest footballer. So, 2-year-long injuries since we signed him.
I'd forgotten.
Played half a dozen games.
And probably existed.
Yeah, sadly, Tom Davis as well, kind of one of the young local lads who came through. I
Nate,
think
we've got a player. Nate, if you're listening, Palace have got a player called Ferguson, who's 2 seasons and he's never played, has he?
He made his debut against Tottenham on Boxing Day, but he hasn't played much now.
It's strange when that happens. Rich, we'll come back to you for other questions later. Ollie, tell us about Arsenal, but before, I always like to play your jingle. And this is Ollie's actual band.
Never give up on us. Now we're on the road to Europe. Right now, all our dreams can be made. And we'll be kings of football again. England!
I like that one, Ollie. Are you going to re-record a new song for the season?
Re-release for the World Cup. I've spoken to Solo.
Yeah.
And FTB supports are involved. So we're going to reshoot the video.
Yeah.
So just a message to all you guys. You want to be in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
I've got to be the old age one for the diversity quota.
Don't you worry, you're in, mate. And we're going to donate it all to charity like we did last time. And then hopefully this time we have a bit more of a platform to get the song to #1 and make a lot of money for charity. So it should be fun. I just need to change one line in the song where it says Europe instead of I'm going to change that to World Cup, and then we're ready to go.
Excellent. Count me in. And I'm really looking forward to Friday night. You and I are actually going to go to Selhurst Park.
I didn't know you were going. That's even better. I didn't think you were going.
No, we're going on Dave's ticket. I'm going to meet you there. We'll make the arrangements after the show. But you'll get to the Red and Blue Bar. Nate, he's going to be in the Red and Blue Bar. Can you believe this? What a treat has he got in store?
I'm looking forward to it. I've never been.
Keep his head down. Don't sing Arsenal songs, and he might make it out of South London alive.
Yeah, I might look stupid, but I'm not stupid. I can behave.
Oliver, I'm not saying you're stupid, but I have seen a few people think they're brave singing other people's songs in the Homesdale. It's not a smart move, but look, you'll be fine. You'll be
I'll
fine.
protect you,
mate,
Ollie.
I'm a Palace fan.
Ah,
Ollie, what you don't want to hear is this. And
No,
that's
I'll be
actually
singing it. I'll be singing
that's
it.
where we're standing. That's
No,
that's
I'll
your
be
that's your
singing it.
vantage point.
I'll be singing it. I mean, like I'm like, like in The Wire when they go undercover, mate. That's what I'm gonna be like, mate.
So my first trip to the Homesdale with Ian was eye-opening. I learned combinations of swear words which I didn't think possible, and that was after a 15-year career in the city. I thought I'd heard it all, but
that was from Mad
my
Mike,
God.
who stands behind, wasn't it? Mad Mike's had cancer, but he's back. He's back, bigger and uglier than he's ever been before.
yeah, a word of advice.
Mike.
If Ian ever takes any of you to the Homestead, just be prepared to hear some colourful language.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's a bit of a bear pit of a stand. It's not for the faint of heart. If you're looking for
I mean, to be
quiet
fair,
stuff, you need
mate,
you
last
need to
season
go
I went to 2 Millwall games, so I think if I can survive Millwall, I think Palace will be all right. You know.
Why on
I
earth did you
imagine
just swear at me?
I
What did I
imagine
do?
Millwall
to
has some
have you
language.
swear at me, Oliver? What the hell did I do? Why are you swearing at me? That's not fair.
That's what I'm saying. Millwall, that is the Lions Den.
So, Ollie, tell us about Arsenal in this close season. And,
Well, first
have
of all, I listen to
have
a
you
lot
had a
of-
sniff of All or Nothing yet?
I mean, everyone's taking the piss, which is fair enough. It's going to happen. The memes are out. The Anfield thing is a bit embarrassing, I've got to admit. But I thought the speech was very good that came out. And I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow night. In terms of next season, I mean, everyone on all the podcasts is saying Palace are going to beat us. Even though everyone's saying, we've had a good pre-season, we've made great signings. Everyone's like, but it's just going to be like Arsenal and go and get beat by Palace. But we're playing a different brand of football now than we were last season. Jesus, Zinchenko, also Saliba at the back. He's Colossus. And I think everyone forgets when we got done 3-0 by Palace last season. We had Tavares at left back who can't defend. Gabriel just had a kid 3 or 4 days later. Partey went off injured. And we just played terrible. And it won't be like that this game. There's going to be intensity. Will be in Palace's face. And it's all about who gets the first goal, really. But I still think we'll nick it 1-0. It's going to be a tense affair. But, I mean, I think we've got a better squad than Tottenham. I think we can take third place easy. And I like everyone slagging us off. It's great because that's the way I like it to be. But I don't think we're any worse.
It's nice to have stability, same manager, the core of the team, that 1 year older, adding a few more teams to it. It feels like progression, doesn't it? It feels like, what do they call it? Stick with the program or whatever.
Trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process.
Last season, and then we had Lacazette up front and he was doing nothing. And we're different this season. We're playing a different brand of football. We've got the players in the right positions to play the way Arteta wants to play. Now, all we have to do is go out and I think where Palace will struggle is because they'll expect us to be like we were last season, but we're playing, there's an intensity to our play, there's a quickness to our play, we're direct. And I'm really, really confident about next season. But I only want the Europa League, to be fair. Don't really give a shit. Europa League, I would be over the bloody moon if we won Europa League. I'd be so happy. I'm even looking at buying tickets to Budapest now, just because even though I know we're not even there yet, I'm thinking about it because it's going to be.
You just got to be worried that you get end up on the Saturday lunchtime game after you've played away in Eastern Europe and. You've got a Saturday lunchtime game at St. James's Park or something. That's when you don't like Thursday night.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I want the Europa League, so we could finish 9th, and as long as we win Europa League, I think it's a good season for us.
Anyway, move to Colin for a minute. Ollie, just turn around. How's the mullet growing?
It's all right. It's a curly mullet now because it's a bit too
Yeah.
hot. It's a bit too hot to straighten it, you see. So I just leave it curly. So we've gone for a different type of mullet this summer. But obviously, when it gets colder,
Nate, what's going to happen in the Homestead with a mullet as well?
they're going to love it, mate.
It's going to be a riot.
They're going to love it.
Yeah, you will be the target of some very, very strong language from South London. I can guarantee that for a fact.
Palace.
Colin.
Who's the wanker with the hair?
Yeah.
With the hair.
Colin, you're on. Tell us about United. Usually you're asking all the questions, but I've never actually got a view out of you. So shoot straight. United in the closed season.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, obviously, the best manager in the world's now come to Manchester United under Eric Ten Hag. He's better than Pep. I've got to say it. I'm a Man United fan.
Hello, police. I think there's a man on my screen under the influence of drugs.
Yeah.
No. It's just energy drink. It's just energy drink. No,
it's not just energy drink. That is called crack cocaine, my friend.
No, we've had a really, really good pre-season, but unfortunately for United, it's a new captain on the same sinking ship. That's the issue we've got. The club haven't got a clue how to do anything, and that's clear. I speak from the heart when it comes to Man United. We've got CR37 who wants to leave the club, and United aren't letting him. He's a legend. And I love him, but if he wants to go, let him go. We've wasted 13 weeks on trying to get Frankie de Jong, who doesn't want to come to United. But this is what I mean. And from after last season, I just hope it can't get any worse this season, honestly.
But he seems to be instilling a load of discipline. He does have a good reputation, to be fair. Surely, if he can get far more pressing game, he still has some reasonable players if he can get them to play now.
Yeah, he can. Like I said, we've seen it in the pre-season. We beat Liverpool 4-0 in that game. Obviously, we played a couple of other people. If you add that
to the Charity Shield, then does that mean you'd beat City 7-1?
Nah, we'll beat City 7-1 in actual season.
Right. Okay. Nate, I think you're right in the drugs. You're just right in the drugs. Get them in.
But no, yeah, I mean, we've got some good young, promising players coming through as well, which obviously Eric Ten Hag's going to drill. But, I mean, we've got that midfield that every single Premier League team is scared of. McFred, every team's frightened. I mean, I can see Nate's shocked face now. He's worried for when McFred come on. But no, I want changes. I want massive changes in the club still.
Yeah,
just a question on as a not very keen United follower at all. Is it down to the American ownership just getting a bit long in the tooth, or is there?
This could go on for a long time.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, the show is not long enough.
The Glazers.
The show is not long enough.
I'm on a time constraint, lad. So
yeah, the show is not long enough for me to get into the Glazers. I'll do a whole separate show for the Glazers.
Okay.
24 hours long.
Separate question. What does success look like to you this season?
Success this season?
Europa League.
Yeah, Europa League. Europa League top 4.
We should both book
our... We love the Europa League.
Huh?
You what?
I do, yeah.
Just remind me, so are United and Arsenal playing in the same competition?
Yeah.
Have we still got that Europa Conference?
Yeah, West Ham are in that.
West Ham are in that. But if can you fall out of the Europa League and end in the conference?
Yeah, you can.
Leicester were in the Europa last season. They fell into the Conference League.
Right. And that's the one that Roma won?
Yes.
Right.
Roma qualified for the Europa because they won the Conference League.
Right. Okay. So we've got Mourinho in you. So Mourinho's in your trophy, in your competition column, yeah?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
The thing is, though, people think the Europa League is an easy trophy to win. It's not. Because even once you got through all the shit, you get all of the pretty good teams dropping
teams
down
in the
from the
Champions
Champions League. And then you're like, oh, now we've got Barcelona. Like, you know what I mean?
Which one are Seville in? Because they usually win like every other year, don't they?
Was that not Villarreal?
No, Sevilla are the record holders.
Yeah.
That was with Emery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He won it 3 times with him.
So
who won it last season?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt won it.
Yeah, somebody beat Rangers.
Frankfurt. Eintracht
Was
Frankfurt.
that was Europa League. I thought that was Conference. Christ.
No, Roma.
Oh, God,
That was
if
in Europa
Rangers-
because
if
Roma
Rangers
won the
can
other
get
one.
to the bloody final, then Jesus.
Roma won the other one. And Frankfurt.
No,
so
Frankfurt
that's the way
won the
around.
Europa League. They qualified for the Champions League.
Actually, Ollie, I'm going to go back to Nate because you might have to run in a sec. So where do you think Palace need to add or lose players before the end of the window?
We preferably could sign a left back. I mean, we just have signed a defender who can play across the back four, but ideally, I'd like a specialist player in a specialist position as opposed to someone that's got a bit of a jack of all trades. But Chris Richards for £10 million is phenomenal business, so I'm not remotely complaining, but I'd like a left back. We need to start identifying replacements for Natty Klein and Joe Ward. They're coming to the end of their careers. They're not necessarily going to take us going forward.
I think the weakness has got to be right back, not left back. As long as Mitchell holds it together there, then he's...
Yeah, true, Ian.
Also, you've not got Gallagher, who he was the reason you beat us last season. He was
We
amazing.
don't have Gallagher, but we do have Eze.
Yeah, I think Gallagher's better than Eze now.
No way in hell is he better than Eze. No way in
I'd
hell.
take Gallagher over Eze. Eze's decent, but he's not Gallagher. Gallagher was so good for you. He was just...
Was he really? Because he dropped off a cliff after the cup semi-final. So
he was the player of the season, Nate, though.
He was pretty good. Come on, Nate.
He
You're going to
was,
miss him.
he was pretty good, but I prefer Eze because at least with Eze we actually have we've seen a full preseason out of him. Gallagher was good, yes, but look how he's doing at Chelsea now. You know
I wonder what will happen to him. Rich, you're in the sidelines there. Wasn't there a bit of an Everton link about spending money to get Gallagher out of Chelsea? Nope, can't hear you, Rich. Don't know what's happened. Oh, he's gone. Nate, back to you. Anything else? Anybody else we need to sign, borrow?
Preferably stay away from the loan market because it's burnt us time and time again. Michi Batshuayi, Patrick Bamford, Remy, all from Chelsea as well as Gallagher. I'm kind of done with signing loan players. There is small rumours of trying to sign Wan-Bissaka back on loan. I don't want that. Let him stay at Man United.
You can have him.
Why? Surely Wan-Bissaka at right back would be brilliant for us.
He's still decent, Wan-Bissaka.
He's
The
miles better than
Wan-Bissaka
Gallagher.
that we hold on. The Wan-Bissaka we sold is not the Wan-Bissaka Manchester United have destroyed. This is the thing that annoys me about Manchester United. The last 2 academy players they've taken off us, they've destroyed. So
They're just not good enough.
Really? Yet you decided to give Adnan Januzaj minutes over Zaha.
Zaha couldn't cut it at United. He was too young.
No chances, mate. How can he cut it with no chances?
Exactly, can't get it to the team.
Because Adnan Januzaj was a pretty boy.
Surely Wan-Bissaka, bring him back, play him right back.
No, I wouldn't have Wan-Bissaka back because classic Man United. Oh, we'll give you 50 million for him. Best deal we ever got. I'm glad we got 50 million for him because
Where's Rich? I thought Balassi going to Everton for 30 and then getting injured and finishing his career was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, but see, with Balassi, Balassi was just an unpredictable player. But with Wan-Bissaka, it was just glorious to see that we'd somehow tricked United into part with 50 million. That's Dougie Friedman for you.
I'm trying to think of the last
moves.
Palace
Give
player.
the observation of the day. I saw that Connor Wickham has gone to Forest Green Rovers.
Yep. I wish him well.
I'm trying to remember the last Palace player we must have signed. I'm thinking Ian Wright. I mean,
Eddie McGoldrick.
Eddie McGoldrick. He was a
boy.
player.
That's digging in deep. That's deep.
Righty, then Eddie McGoldrick. And to add insult to injury, we got Clive Allen. So Arsenal, no. Because it's bad enough we got Yaya Sanogo on loan a few years ago.
Sanogo, yeah, he was a loanee. I mean, Sanogo, he was a great player.
And I just would like to point out, Nicolas Pepe, 72 million, but didn't want to spend 70 million on Zaha. Thank you very much. Glorious.
Pepe's
Rick,
still in the
I'm going to
plan.
break it, Rick. The transfer window is not over. All is not lost. Lino coming in for a bargain, 4 million. Who else do you need? Where do you need to strengthen? Any
Ian,
rumours?
gentlemen, I'm going to shoot off. Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Nate.
Right, now,
Cheers.
enjoy
Best wishes.
the Arsenal win on Friday, mate. We'll be all right.
Nah, mate, there's only one team winning the South London derby. You know them ones.
And we'll have a follow-up.
Yeah, we'll see, mate. We'll see.
Yeah,
See you
that's
later.
it.
Actually, it'd be funny because I know, Colm, you're going to run a Monday night show. So, Ollie, if Arsenal win, you might want to come back on and meet Nate coming back the other
Monday
way.
night, I'll be there, mate.
Hey, there we go. Rick,
Yes.
come on, all is not lost. Surely Fulham can pull some loan signings, some late transfers out of the bag.
I think we've got.
I was watching Watford Friday night, and they've still got 2 or 3 quite good players that you could nick.
Well, and I'd be interested in Colum's view on this. And I know he's gotten a bit older and a bit slower, but I reckon there's still a season left in Juan Mata that could deploy itself very well in that sort of Scott Parker.
You're thinking Danny Murphy, aren't you?
Yeah. That's what we're missing. It'd be interesting to see if Tom Carney sort of slots back into that position, given his advancing age and injuries he's picked up over the last couple of years. But yeah, we need that sort of field general midfielder, and if we're gonna spunk money, we got to do it at striker. There's just no real depth beyond Mitrovic. There's no real threat.
I thought Dennis looked good last night for Watford, or when I watched him.
Yeah,
I think Watford still. Sarr was playing well, and the guy who scored the 1 goal, I thought he was. I can't remember. He's come back from a long injury, and he was great all night. There's talent there still.
Yeah, but we need Premiership talent.
The lad from Blackburn, have they yet? Diaz.
No idea.
I'm just thinking goal scorers that you could get your hands on.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm very curious to see what kind of team or what kind of style Silva plays, because if they go with their sort of wide open, fast counter-attacking play that they did last year that worked well in the championship, I imagine we'll get opened up like a tin of beans. Just the back four just aren't that strong. I've read a few of the season previews. Most people have us at 19th or 20. There are a lot of 6-pointers down at the bottom half of the table. Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds, Nottingham.
I was listening to a little interview with Steve Cooper from Forest on the telly, whatever, last night, and he was saying that it looks as though Forest had bought a lot of players, but actually they had 5 loanees last season. So actually they've not really pushed their squad forward much. They've just filled the holes from when the loanees went back. And do you remember last time Fulham came up, they had a heavy number of loanees that they had to fill holes in before they even managed to move forward.
Yeah.
It's one of the pitfalls, isn't it?
No, it is. And, I think the owners there have been rumors over the last couple of years that they're lining the club up to sell them. But between the Riverside stand, what they're trying to do with the ticket sales, blaming financial fair play for not being able to invest in players, it feels to me like they're sort of they're cleaning the shop window, as it were, preparing it for preparing to be sold.
Oh, gosh. Has the owner still got a moustache, a bit like Ollie's?
Of course he does.
Yeah,
Actually, it's just because I'm going grey in the beard, so it is actually a beard.
The owner of Fulham has this like handlebar moustache that he twiddles at the side, doesn't he? In a kind of a Maurice Chevalier kind of way. Is that right?
Yeah, he looks like a bit like a
Salvador Dali kind of twirl.
I was thinking of the guy from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
No, that passed me by.
I thought you were going to say Dick Dastardly.
Yeah,
Dick
you are
Dastardly, Rocky
correct
Bullwinkle,
there.
same thing. Yeah,
You're correct, Ollie. So you could role model yourself on Dick Dastardly and
I have actually shaved it all off and had just the tap.
Salvador Dali.
It's a bit too with the mullet. It's a bit too like Harry Enfield. You know what I mean? It's a bit too much.
It's a bit. You ever watch Boogie Nights?
Well, I'd take Boogie Nights.
Yeah, it's a bit 80s porn star, isn't it?
It's
bit
more,
Burt Reynolds.
It's less Burt Reynolds 80s porn star. It's more. Hey, mate, it's a bit too.
Yes, you are correct.
It's a bit too that,
yeah.
and I'm too much of a
bit
hipster as it
Chelsea.
is. You know what I mean?
But I'm approaching the season with a realistic approach. It's nice to see that they haven't spent a lot of money, but the styles of play between the Championship and the Premiership are so diametrically opposed that I'm not sure how. I can't say with any sort of confidence what kind of team is going to line up.
Okay, yeah. Colin, I'm going to throw it back to you. You seem to have plenty of money to spend that's available for United. There's quite a long transfer window left. Where on earth do you start? If you were to sign 2 or 3 more players, what positions would you look at?
So, if I was signing players, I'd be looking for the central midfield because it's not strong enough. It was like an open gate last season when like every team just walked through it. I remember, and Oliver will be able to elaborate, when we played Arsenal towards the back end of the season, we looked solid for about 15 minutes. And then it was like the gate opened and Arsenal's midfield literally just walked past Scott McTominay and Fred every single time. So that's something we really need to improve on. We need a midfielder. I want a right winger because I don't think Sancho should be playing there. He should be playing on left. I think that's where he's best, on the left side. So I'd like to get a right winger.
Is that where he played at Dortmund?
Yes. Yeah, but we brought him in to play right wing because we have Rashford on the left. However, I'm not Rashford's biggest fan at all.
No, I think he's the next Dele Alli.
Honestly, he's wasting his talent so much, and it annoys me because he doesn't simplify his game enough for me, and it really does annoy me. So I think he needs time out and sit down, watch how you're supposed to do it.
Send him on loan to Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham. I'll drive him down. I'll drive him down myself. And it would all depend on whether Ronaldo stays or goes, I suppose. If he stays, then I'd get a right back. If he leaves, then I'd get a backup striker.
I have no idea what the solution with Ronaldo is. I have no idea because I cannot think anybody is going to sign him outside of Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. No.
I mean, he's turned down, obviously, the offer from the Saudi Arabian League. And everybody else, because his agent's pushing him. Yeah. He's pushing him to everybody, and nobody wants him.
I was surprised to see, I think it's the Barcelona young lad. Is it Gavi or whatever? Has gone to LA Galaxy today.
Wow.
I mean, that's breaking the mold really in America, because I mean he was at one stage viewed as a great young talent, wasn't he, at Barcelona?
He was.
Yeah. LA Galaxy is. Maybe Ronaldo will just go to America.
Ronaldo won't.
He wants Champions League, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he wants Champions League.
He wants to be.
He might want, but I can't see it. I just can't see it.
If he's going to leave and get Champions League football, I can at least see one club. Him going to one club, and it's not going to be a permanent move.
Surely Chelsea could.
No, he won't. I don't think he'll go to Chelsea. I don't think United will sell him to Chelsea.
Go on.
I think it's not going to be a permanent move. It's going to be a loan deal, and I can see him going back to Sporting.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But they can't afford I would imagine United will have to cover 70% of his wages.
Oh yeah.
Are they going to be prepared to do that?
Well, we're covering Alex Tellers' wages whilst he's on loan.
God, I thought Tellers was not a bad left back. We haven't got any left back yet.
We covered a Alexis Sanchez's wages when he went on loan. So it's a regular thing that United do.
That was bad business. That was.
It was bad business buying him and giving Arsenal Mkhitaryan.
Yeah. But,
No, Mkhitaryan was pretty shit.
Yeah, he's just left Roma, I think, for somewhere else, hasn't he? But actually, across to you, Ollie. Again, the transfer window not finished. You think Arsenal's business is finished for the transfer window, or are they looking at anybody else?
I don't, but I'm happy with what we've got at the moment. I mean, Xhaka's been amazing in pre-season. Partey.
He often turns it on. He turns it on internationally. If there's a Euros or something, he looks like bloody Maradona. And then he comes back to Arsenal and he kicks a few people and gets red card.
Play there. Zinchenko can play there as well. So if Xhaka needs a rest or anything, just play Zinchenko there and then Tierney at left back. The only thing I could think of is maybe cover for Partey. But other than that, I'm quite happy with our options. I think Pepe's going to stay, but he'll do a job in Europa and Carling Cup. You know what I mean? He can do a job there. I think our defenders, we've got some really good defenders. I mean, you look at Tierney, Tomiyasu. I mean, Tierney would get in Man City's team.
Yes, Tierney fit.
No, but we've got Zinchenko as a backup, who obviously is great as well. Tomiyasu is
beware.
amazing.
Beware. You know, I think Gabriel Jesus is great, but beware. My brother and I have always made the sign of the cross when Zinchenko's in the team. He is not a great defender. The ball gets played over his head. He loses concentration.
But this is the thing. It's the new tactics we're playing.
He can play midfield.
He's not expected to defend now. Like, he's going to push up and then the free slot in. So Ben White, who's playing on the right at the moment with Saliba and Gabriel, they slot into the free with the inverted. So it's just a switch around. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried.
At the back with Zinchenko for the forward.
That's it. I think Zinchenko, once Tierney's back, we can just play Zinchenko in midfield if we want. You know, got 5 subs now as well. So that's an
interesting one. I wonder how much of a difference that will make to the season.
Oh, it's going to be
great. It will favour the big teams something chronic, won't it? I mean, I remember that I was up at. I watched Colm. The only time I've watched United last season, I think, was I watched them at Ellen Road in that teeming rain. And Leeds had come back, I think, from the 2 each. And it all revolved around the extent of the United's bench. It just 3 players came on and the game was taken away from Leeds. I think the 5 subs, Ollie, could be a massive difference for the bigger teams.
Yeah, well, I do and I don't, because like I was listening to a podcast today and they made a good point. It's like you don't really change your defenders unless they get injured, especially if you're winning. You always like to keep your defenders on. You might maybe take a right back or a left back if they're prominent forward. You tend to keep your central midfielders where they are, you know, to keep that solid base. The most substitutions you'll make is left midfield, right midfield, and your attackers. So it is going to be interesting to see how people do it, because this season's going to be so screwed up. I mean, everyone's slagging everyone off, but if Man United are within 3 points of the top when the World Cup comes around, when that World Cup finishes, it's going to just be fucking mental. It's just going to be absolutely crazy football. Like, results will be all over.
It starts again on Boxing Day, doesn't it? It'll be the most mad Boxing Day ever.
It's going to be the most mental season. And I still think it's going to be one of those seasons where anyone's got a chance, like out of the top 6. If you can keep yourself there to when that World Cup starts, you've got a chance. And then after that, it's all about.
I'm looking forward to the fact that Haaland, Norway isn't in the World Cup, so he'll have a rest for 4 weeks. So he's going to come out of the chat.
Well, that's it. We've got Odegaard, Tierney, lots of whoever you've got who's not in it. Who's just. Yeah. But then they're saying that maybe they might be too chilled, because all the players of the other teams are going to have to play friendlies during that World Cup to keep everyone match fit. It's just going to be absolutely crazy. I'm really looking forward to it. It's
going to be weird. It's going to be really strange. Really strange. But and just watching a World Cup in November, December is going to feel bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I never watch it in pub gardens anyway, so I'll be all right. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be up in Yorkshire, freezing my nuts off, and watching football in Qatar. And again, that's going to be a lottery. How much will those conditions have drained them by the time they get back?
I mean, yeah, that's it. I don't see any players coming back from it being ready to start. You're going to have to give them at least a few weeks off, because they're all going to be absolutely shattered. But then who's to say that they don't play that amount of games in that space of time anyway with their clubs? But they get the rotation, whereas Kane's
not in that
going to
heat.
start every game for England, didn't he? Kane's going to start every game. All of these players are going to start every game because they want to win the World Cup.
But how many games will England have in the World Cup?
Well, you have 3 in the group stage, don't you? And then that's hard. We'll beat you lot. I'll tell you
7.
that.
Yeah. The group is USA, Iran, and Wales.
Colm's right though. It's 7 games, isn't it? Is it 7 games?
Wales?
Yeah, it's 7, isn't it?
When you think about
group
it,
stages.
ain't that much, is it? It's like, all we've got to do is win 7 games. You know what I mean? Man City win 19 games in a row. Well, surely England can win 7 games in a row,
The issue is England haven't got Man City's players.
Yeah, no, well,
Right, Ollie, we'll finish with you before we go around the other 2 guys then. So really what I'm looking for is where do you predict your club will finish? And who will win the Premier League? And is it the same answer?
This is the thing. I want to wait until January to decide because, like I say, I think it's wide open. I really do. I think anyone who's within that touching reach when that World Cup starts has a chance. Simply because that World Cup. If there wasn't a World Cup there, I'd say City. Yeah, I'd say City have got the best squad. I think once Haaland starts hitting the ground running, I think he's going to be.
I hope so. But they've got to change their whole style of play.
I mean, Pep.
It was Adam that freaked me out on the banter group. The Charity Shield was on, and the first half had finished, and Adam said, "City's formation doesn't often remind me of Man United trying to get everything around Ronaldo." And actually, a shiver went down my back, and I thought, "Oh crap, really?"
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Pep Guardiola, but
yeah.
I say from an Arsenal perspective, I think we can get 3rd. Everyone's banging on about Spurs, and
some of that will depend on how Chelsea perform.
I think Chelsea are going to go off a cliff. I think Chelsea are going to shit.
Watch out for Koulibaly. He is some player. He will score. He will charge forward. He'll be a one-man team at times.
Tuchel's already so close to a meltdown already. That club ain't right at the moment, and they ain't got good enough attackers. I think
he's got a new Brazilian girlfriend.
Right, I'm sure she's hot.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing Man United play. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to be up there as well. I think they've got a great manager, and I think they've actually got some tactics for the first time in 10 years. I think they could be dangerous. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's a pass across midfield from Ollie to Colm there. Colm, pick the ball up in your stride. Where are United going to finish, and who's going to win the league?
So if United's transfer business is done, I see United finishing 5th next season. There's stronger teams. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. They're all stronger than United. If we make some more changes that we need to make, then I would say top 4. That's the aim, I think, anyway. As for who's winning the league, again, it's hard with this World Cup happening in the middle of the season, but I'm going to stick my neck out. I can't pick a winner, but it's going to be between the usual 2 again, and it's going to be Man City or Liverpool.
God, I hope so. I hope the new structure will be there. I hope so. Rick?
I don't know what you're worried about, Ian. Bloody hell.
I'm worried. There's a lot of change.
How many won in the last 5 years?
Yeah, 5 and 7. Yeah, but
Jesus Christ, gee, God forbid you don't win it. Christ.
So quiz question. The Premier League started in 1992. Which team has won the most Premier League trophies?
Man United.
Man, yeah.
Is that right, Cole?
Yeah, Man United.
How many?
20.
No.
No, 7? 8?
No.
Premier League?
Yeah. I think it is.
Is it 20? They haven't won 20, have they?
I reckon it's
13.
13. I reckon it's 13. Oh, Cole's going to look that up. While he's researching, Rick, tell us, can Fulham survive? And who will win the Premier League?
I bloody well hope so. They'll finish somewhere between 14th and 20th. There are so many 6-pointers down at that end of the table. And it's going to require a tremendous amount of luck as well. The Leeds team, we'll see how they handle the pressure of the Premier League after being out for as long as they have been. Bournemouth, I mean, these are decent championship sides, but not really tested fully in the Premiership. Everton's probably on shaky ground, to be fair.
Yeah, I could see an Everton meltdown this season.
It's
interesting that Rich said that Lampard is loved at Everton. Though that is interesting. That's new. That was news to me.
Yeah, but it's I know. I mean, Lampard's written books and everything. You wouldn't think people in Everton would appreciate that.
No. Come on.
Has he written books? What books has he written?
He's written a couple of kids' books. I've read them to my boy. Frankie's Magic Football. Yeah.
You joking?
Ollie, did you know that? I didn't know that.
Frank Lampard, child author.
Frankie's Magic Football.
Yeah.
How's it go? What are the stories?
They're about a kid named Frankie and his friends and his magic football.
There you go.
Very original.
Yes.
But it can't be as good as There's Only One Jimmy Grimble. Has anyone ever seen that movie?
I haven't actually.
You've got to check it out with magic boots. There's only one Jimmy Grimble. It's one of my favourite movies from the late 90s. You'd love the music, Ollie. It's the big Manchester sound, the Happy Mondays in spiral carpets and all that sort of big.
Maybe we should do on my next Mullet show. Maybe we should do best football films. It's always a good one, isn't it? Yeah. When Saturday comes with Sean Bean. Yeah. Fever Pitch is a good one.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Escape to Victory.
Escape to Victory, yeah.
But anyway.
Yes.
So who's going to win the league?
Fulham's to win the league.
Yeah. Mate, 1,000 to 1. I might have a flutter on that.
Mate, bring back Michael Jackson. You've got a chance.
You might even have a better chance.
But as everybody else has alluded to, the World Cup and what injuries that might kick up, because it always kicks up something, could be a great leveler.
So you're thinking none of our players are going to the World Cup? We should be all right.
Yeah. Mind you, imagine the players who aren't going to the World Cup, who will be watching the World Cup on the telly. How many beers are they going to have in that period of time?
These are consummate professionals, Ian. This is a different generation of footballer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
More likely to be doing MDMA or otherwise.
Because that's all
right. Guys, I think we're out of time.
On the MDMA note.
Colin,
do you want a final word on United in a sentence?
I just want to clear it up. Yeah, it is 13 Premier League titles. It's 20 English top flight titles. That's why I said 20 English top flight titles.
Yeah, but no one gives a shit about the ones before the Premier League, do they?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the last time Arsenal won one.
Won the Premier League?
Yeah.
We won 3.
Invincibles.
We got a gold one because we did it unbeaten. So.
Oh yeah, the Invincibles.
We'll be clinging on to that for years.
Rick, any last thoughts?
Come on, you Whites. That's all I gotta say. Come on, you Whites.
It's going to be a fantastic season. It's going to be a wonderful season. How much have we missed it? So, Rick, you and I are heading down the cottage and to Selhurst Park a few times this season, yeah?
Definitely. If assuming I can get a second mortgage out to pay for tickets, I'm in.
Okay, we'll go to Palace. Cool. Fabulous, chaps. Thank you so much for those, sharers, likers, passers on, tell your mates. Good night, FDB Sports.